This is Grandmaster Kerofsky. Today's subject is speed versus power.
Tymon from my new Kicking It With the Kerofskys channel.
When you first start doing karate as a student, you're learning the basics, and the heavy stand and the Chiba Nachi, the horse stance. Alright? And then I have you go more the upper body. That's all really focusing on technique and power. You're doing it hard. You're not doing it fast. Okay? I'll do the downwards too. My favorite is inside outside. How about the star? I can't move my shoulders like I used to. Nah. It's out of getting old, my friends, but the focus is on the power. Focus is on the technique. Focus is on doing it right, getting it down. Do lots and lots of repetitions. Then later, learn the first 5 kumites. And I've done that in a video before, first 5, but we'll do a video review. Step back, kick. First one's that chopping hand, right? Shito, downward shito. Punch, right? And they're all the same pretty much. Let's just see this way. Now it's the hammer hand. See, still focusing on the power. Nothing wrong. Open hand, or actually this one will be the feeling side. I feel excited. Let myself sometimes. And then I see opening up. You see, notice how you get it fast. You get faster with that power. But once you get the technique down, you can go faster. Let me do a couple. See? Now you're developing your speed. Now you're developing your speed. Now you get the technique down. You have the power down. Now you start developing your speed. The speed is the last of those three. Because you want to get the technique down first, of course. You want to get the proper stances down. The Jutsudachi. The horse stances. The tension stance. You want to get the proper stances down. You want to get the technique down. Like when you switch with the block. See how you switch it. You want to get all that down first. Go. Right. Alright. But then we got techniques that actually are focusing on speed. Here's the difference between the Ippon Kumite and the other techniques that I'm going to do. The Taitsu no Waza, the first one I did in the video. Ippon Kumite, we're going to do full upward block, right? Taitsu no Waza, it's going to do half, right? It's a short block. You step in, see the side angle. See this? It's like a cat stance. You're not going into a deeper stance. Alright? You're going to have that same, you're going to build up speed. You're going to have the same power. Why? Because you learn how to develop power with that twisting hand. Alright? So when I do the Taitsu no Waza number 1, see? The punches are shorter. They're not long, like this. They're shorter. See? But they're twisted. You still get that twist of the punch. So they still have the power. But now you have the speed and the power. See? And then let's get snake eyes. And we'll keep them snake eyes. Yes, you are doing the block all the way from here. See? Snake eye kick. You're going to do that block. When the hand's coming down, we're going to do that little block. Right? You understand? The speed versus the power. But how it all gets developed, all in the different stages in the martial arts. Alright? Now somebody can ask you, well, how does that work with kata? Kata is still in those deep stances. How does it work with kata? With the flow. You get the kata down so good in the flow. And then you can start learning how to shorten the kata a little bit. Okay? Like when I do my favorite one, look at this. I've already punched it from here. When I do 1-2, you only punch it from here. You're gonna twist that hip from here. That's where your power's gonna come in. And then but it's not going to give you that speed, see? See? Then you're gonna drop the hand. See when I turn, when I do the next part of the 1-2, I'm slipping in my socks. I shouldn't do my socks, but sometimes I like to wear my socks. I love my booties. Yeah, gotta have a little humor. You understand that, right? Boom. I'm here, right? And then when I turn, I'm coming up with this hand here. All you're doing is picking the hand up. And at the same time, boom, I'm punching. See? That's the speed. The speed comes with the repetition. The speed comes with the repetition as well. Focus on technique. Focus on the power of that technique. Like when we start doing the scans, we start them long. And now I'm doing my scans short, see? If we start them long, we're gonna go way out here. Yeah, look how long that scan is. That's a big movement. Now watch this front. Nice big twist. That one's short anyway. You're still gonna be short here. Still coming from the hip here. And it's a twist. So you get the technique down with the repetition of that technique, getting it down, focusing on perfecting the technique, right? Then we do a power form, focusing on the power of that technique as you're developing from the very beginning when you do the blocks. The blocks are hard, and then they're soft. Look at my hand now, see, it's loose. It's like a plum hand. See? Even the plum hand, when no one else stuck up, I'm not going to look. So, you remember when I was doing the 3 system video? And I was talking about the white hand and the plum hand, right? Plum blossom hand. This power with that too. See, look. See? The speed. Where's the power? The hip. Move my leg. The power's coming from the hip. You're going to develop the power from the hips. Right? Paraphrase. Focus on technique. And then the power of that technique. Know how to shorten that technique. Know how to use the hip to build the power from the hip. But you shorten the technique. Right? And then they're going to develop that speed and the power. As we focus on the text and the process, which is continuous flow form, the speed form. We focus on the hypocomite, which is the power form. But even with those power forms, like I showed, you can still build up speed. Just by the flowing of that technique. Hope you guys understand. So, is it really versus power? Speed versus power? No. Speed equals power. Power equals speed. Speed equals power. Power equals speed. Speed equals power. Power equals speed. My favorite data. Speed equals power. speed. Thank you. See you in the next karate talk. I forgot what the next one is. Wow. But I'll see you in the next karate talk. And you'll see the next one is when I edit the video. And see you in the next video this week, which is the snake form. Snaking down. I'm working on my stretches. I'm trying to get my snake stretches down. I'm going to do that outside if the weather's nice. If it's not too hot. And, yeah. Hey! PS. I like to do PSs at the end of my videos sometimes. Notice I didn't talk about Bruce Lee's way of water. Flowing like water. That's what I mean when you flow. Because, you flow. Just the 5 elements. There's going to be a 5-element video coming up. In fact, I might do that one next. Then I'm also going to be doing a 5 systems video. The 5 original styles of karate. Right. Anyway, water training will help build up speed. If you're on an area where a pool is. I only get to swim when I go home on vacation a couple of times a year. When I'm at home. Because I'm out here in the middle of a desert. There's no really pools out here. So I don't really get to swim, which it's hard on me. I move better when I swim, but the warmer climate helps me heal. Right? So water training will help build up speed. They're throwing punches and kicks in the water. Okay? Also, Bruce Lee's way of training on paper. But the focus is to build up the speed through the repetition, starting with, like I said, your blocks with the power, and then do enough repetition. The more and more you do it, even though you're doing full length, the faster you go. Then you build up your power, and you throw those punches to the hip movement. And that's my PS. Hi. See you in the next one, which will either be the 5 systems or 5 elements. I'll surprise you. Hi.